So here we have July with Lee Gibson, a nice full course here that looked like it ran pretty well for you. I know you mentioned a few mistakes, which I believe are on another video, but this is the full course first. That seems to be going pretty well. On 1-2, I do think that you are smart to have some motion into number 2. The thing we have to look at is how is the wrap to the right going to look different than the rear cross? So with the jump right here, if I wanted my dog to go over and turn away, I would be showing motion in this direction up to the point of commitment. Without doing a lead out, you're going to have that same motion. So if we look at this point here, you're running in that direction. In order to get the wrap, we need to make sure that you stop motion in that direction prior to the point of commitment. And then in this situation, I would also use a wrap verbal. So I'm not sure if a wrap verbal is something that you have, but certainly something that you can work on. So coming up here, you're still moving, you're still moving, you're still moving. Right here, you pause, I think, to get commitment. But if he hasn't yet committed to the wrap, when you start moving, if he perceives this motion, so depending on where you are here, all right, if you have to kind of come out around this way to run around the wing, then it's pressure back in on his line, and he's going to want it as a rear cross. So you may have just needed to hold your position a little bit longer. Make sure you get the commitment to the wrap before you take off. Particularly with the blind cross there, you are stepping relative to your location to the right, which means to him that's in the same pressure of the rear cross. Now on this, I didn't think he gave you a great jumping effort. You're going to see he really lands behind you on a slice. So sending to the backside, he lands on an angle and then has to come and redirect, which I don't love with regard to the dog walk approach. The problem is the only way to get a better turn, right? So the only way for him to come around and then come over more perpendicular as opposed to coming around slicing and cutting back is for you to be there and hold your position. And if you hold your position, you're not going to make it down this dog walk. So maybe working on some backside multiple wraps where you send him around and make him go a couple times to help tighten those up, because he did run on, or he did jump on quite a bit of a slice on that one. Again, if it wasn't the dog walk, it may be not so much of a concern, but I do want to make sure he gets a nice straight approach for that dog walk. This part went great. I do agree, again, that a spin would have been overkill. He's very willing to add the strides in. I suspect that's a result a little bit of his jumping. So he's very willing to collect before the jump. So some of the things that you maybe see others do, myself included on these demo videos like the spin, I'm not sure are needed. So nice send to the backside with the front. I think the front cross was a really good choice there. However, you can see that you almost pulled him past that jump and had to redirect. So you can see as you're moving this way, he starts to come with you. And he's looking at you. I'll move those arrows. He's looking at you. And then right here, it looks like he's going to go past it. And then he has to kick back to the jump. So watch that when you do the front cross. Pay attention to what his line is, which is basically from the middle of this to the middle of this. And then just come across, do your front cross, and be right on that line. Looked like you came across deep. He came with you. And then you had to kind of kick back and push back in on that. So you did the double front. I think you could have done the blind cross on the first one if that would have helped to gain you anything. But you still would have had the issue of potentially going too deep on his line. So a blind was not going to resolve the issue of the line that you set. Teeter performance, very nice. Another nice curl here into the tunnel. And then finishing on out, dog on right. So really nice work on this one. As you said, some of the things that were concerned did not appear to be too much of a concern here. So now I'll hop over and look at the second video that I believe has some of the errors left in.